Hi, and warm welcome to a Quantum Astrology report with me, Eva Kristoffersson, and our company, Soul Warrior Energy from Sweden, north of Europe. This report is about 11-11-11, the magical date that's coming up in a couple of days. It's also about Jupiter going into Sagittarius, the 8th of November. And I want to show this ship was given to me by a man, and he was born 1911, where I worked in a very beautiful place in south of Sweden, where there were a big ship harbor. Not big, it's very picturesque, very small, but they shipped cargoes all over the world in the 19th century. And so much has happened in 100 years. And so much has happened in 13,000 years, and in 26,000 years, and in 100,000 years. And now it's time to expand, because Jupiter goes into Sagittarius. So we expand our knowledge and intellect and everything about nature, and also expand it to the cosmic knowledge about the starseeds, etc. I also want to announce a sale, a flash sale. From the 8th to the 11th of November, I will have 25% flash sale on all my readings, both Starseed and personal. So take a chance, check our website, english.soulwarrior.se, see link below or see information below, and contact me if you're interested for a reading. 25% flash sale. That's a new for me. So for the 11-11-11, there was a magic solar eclipse, the 11th of August, 11 and 11 here in we had a light meditation, my twin flame Lisa and me, at Omberg, Sweden's heart chakra. And now it's the 11th of November, and for this magical day of manifestation, all this period is about manifestation now, about the new, stepping out of the old that we purge and purge, but now it's to create the new one. And I draw a rune for this new one, and it's this rune. I have to check that one up. Yeah. It's again this Fihu abundance. It's coming up and coming up and coming up. Oh my God. But it's also like this, to have, I thought, why is it coming up so much? The Fihu, the abundance, the richness, etc. To get what we want, we have to leave also the old. We can't have both. We have to let the Scorpio season work, and from the ashes the new is created. The bird, the phoenix, is rising. It's not possible. So for me, it's to really leave the old and trust and believe in the new. And the Quantum Tarot card for 11-11-11. And this one is 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands. It's a beautiful horse there with the rider. And 6 is to have service. Service to yourself, service to others. In numerology. I do numerology. I now mix in numerology and tarot and runes in the personal readings. So 6 of Wands. star is this. We are all stardust. And that's Jupiter and Sagittarius will bring that knowledge to us, that we all are stardust. Everyone. And then we, some of us are star beings, also star seeds, but all have DNA from the stars, since Pleiades have seeded us some 200,000 years ago. This 601 star represents individual success, a deserved victory that has been worked for. Are you making the most of your moment to shine? Are you making the most of your moment to shine? That's what I am doing. Are you making the most of the moment to shine? 11, 11, 11. And it's the 11th of November, and of course 2018 will be also 11 if you add 2 plus 1 plus 8. And I will check the chart at what time, of course, 11, 11, 11. And we check it here, and then 11, 11. Magical one. And this is the master leader 11. The most intuitive psychic number. And also when you are in the state of balance, harmony, and this vibrational, you can create with your thoughts, with your intention. So it's a manifestation, and it's well known for a long time ago in spiritual communities that 11, 11 is a manifestation number. Now it comes 3 in a row. That's even more. And it's also the 11, it's a combination of 1, the male, the starter, the entrepreneur, the really initiator, the leader, and the 2, the feminine, the divine, the emotional, intuitive, a combination of these 2 numbers. Then it's also, if you add this, it will be 22. And that is the master, quantum master builder, to be able to build and create. And then we can add 1 more, 11, 11, 11 to 33, the quantum master teacher, to be able to remind yourself and others of our magnificent infinity and all possibilities that apply in this beautiful green pearl of our earth. So it's some says that this is the most important moment in this decade. It's up to your perception, but it's really an important date and time. And Sun will here be in Scorpio in 18 degrees 58 minutes of Scorpio. I feel like I can now. I take that in the Swedish to read in the Sabian symbol. You can check the Sabian symbol yourself, is recommended. Moon it's in the 11th house. That's about communities, the quantum room. And what community do you want to be in? What community are you in? And it's in Scorpio. What is the secret? What is the deep connection with your community? And what is your heart desire? You have Venus here also in the 11th house, and MC. Where are you going to shine? In what society, in what community? And we are now building new communities because the old isn't working. And we have a very interesting, in one way, I'm not at all, I have been a politician, but I'm not at all in that, because the solution, they are for separation and division and the politicans. That's the old matrix. And we are building the new, and we have to trust that and do that, and we do it within this inner process. But in Sweden, there's such an interesting moment here, because the election ended in one side having 144 persons elected, and one side 143. And 144, that's the twin flame number. But they can't unite, so they now fight for who is going, and it's the solution, of course, is unity in some way, collaboration. We see if they reach that. Nonetheless, the solution is what we create for the new age of Aquarius inside us, and then that one will be mirrored back to us. We also have Moon here in Capricorn with Saturn. So Saturn at its home, Capricorn, and holographic reality. Saturn rules Capricorn. Both of this is our three-dimensional holographic reality, and the Moon is our emotions, our emotional vulnerability, ruler of Cancer, where the North Node now is, taking care, to nurture, and to take it serious, take your emotions serious, and to use them here in our reality for this moment, 11-11-11, and use them for positive creation. And we have the ascendant of this occasion at the galactic center. Galactic center is at 26-27 degrees of Sagittarius. And this is the black hole in the middle of the Milky Way. But it's the great central sun that the ancient speaks so much about. It's the holographic codes coming to us, as below, as above, so below, as below, so above. We interpret this reality from a holographic script, and the script is coming from the galactic center. So anyone that has contact with this point here, 26-27 degrees of Sagittarius in your natal or your progressive chart, that's huge. To have a connection with the galactic knowledge, the galactic, and how you can see it, you can feel it. Some see it, some feel it, it's different. Some in other ways. But it's such a important point to use and to grow in knowledge about. And now Jupiter goes the 8th in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Swedish time. Jupiter goes into 0 point of Sagittarius, expanding this knowledge about the galactic history, about the starseeds, about all history on Earth and in this galaxy, and in this universe, and in multi-universes, and in multi-dimensionals. The black hole is the darkness, the extreme darkness, that when you travel with consciousness in there, you become light. And that's also such a great analogy about the darkness, to transmute darkness to light, to accept the darkness in you, to see it, and to speak with it, and to transmute it to light, the alchemy. And that's the goal. That's the Capricorn highest unicorn aspect, to transmute to the gold. The alchemy was the inner process to become shining bright as gold from the darkness, to transmute it to light with the knowledge, to accept it, to get the 0 point balance. And now with Jupiter, some days, more than days here at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. And we also have in this magical 11-11-11 day and period, we have Saturn at its home, we have Neptune at its home in Pisces, we have Jupiter now in its home, ruler of Sagittarius, and we have one more. We have Venus at its home in Libra. So we have 4 planets, and especially these 2 outer will stay in their home, and that's such a big emphasis for change, such a forceful energy. And now the Grand Cross, the big Grand Cross, or the big square that's going on between Venus now at Arcturus, and Venus will soon go direct in the middle of November at Arcturus, the magic electromagnetic healers and helping of this Earth ascension and everything. And Mother Earth Demeter is in opposition to Uranus, 29 degrees, and we have 29 degrees energy here, also with the North Node, the South Node here and North Node here, South Node in Capricorn and North Node in Cancer. And that's to finish off the old matrix. Uranus, the ruler of the new age of Aquarius, the oversoul of Mercury, taught Uranus, the rebel that accepts only lightning, that gives change in a blink, that gives new insights, had been in Taurus for a while, half a year or something, and now gone retrograde, going back. But before Taurus, Uranus was in some 7-8 years in Aries. So, and forcing this change of the quantum I am, of the knowledge of how we create, how we manage, all this purging, all this has in one way Uranus, and in a square to Pluto have managed. Now it's leaving the square, and now Uranus is taking over in one way. Pluto is also very important here in Capricorn. But Uranus will stay only for a while here, and then go direct and back into Taurus, and directly affect Mother Earth and the economic system, etc. And now Uranus is, for this 11-11-11, in the 5th house of creativity, play, to have fun, to live and live in the moment, not doing plans and in the old way. Of course you plan and you need to have daily routines, etc. But also accept to be flexible, accept to do it spontaneously, instead and do it so you can have some fun in your life. Because if all is ruled by what you have done and by the society rules, it's very dull. It's very dull. And Uranus is nothing but dull. And trust that everything comes to you in the moment, when you are in your source, in your core. Mars is also in a late degrees of Aquarius here, in a trine, beautiful trine to Venus. And Mars, the expression of the spirit here, of the freedom, of the Aquarian freedom, of our originality. It's in opposition to Osiris and Isis, the Egyptian couple, the marriage, the kings and queen, the king and queen, King Osiris, Queen Osiris, and they are at Regulus. Haven't you seen anything more? It's always blows me away, this astrology. Regulus is the fixed star of royalty, the heart of the lion, the king, the queen, the self-confidence, the success, the individual success, the quantum tarot cards speak about, the abundance, the tarot, the runes spoke about. So here we have so many aspects, I can't speak about all of them, but this Mars opposition gives you a force to come into this old knowledge, this old wisdom. That's Jupiter in Sagittarius. So the wisdom of what it's about, to search that wisdom and to reach out in the world. The first 6 houses, Aries to Virgo is the personal house, then relationship house, Libra and Scorpio, and then comes the non-personal house, Sagittarius and Capricorn. And Sagittarius, it's all about knowledge, wisdom, the natural laws, but also the cosmic laws. And we expand it now to the Starseed revolution. Jupiter is in opposition also to Pleiades. And Uranus is at Andromeda Galaxy, Venus is at Arcturus. It's so amazing. And we expand it within. And with this knowledge, we Starseed, many of you that listened, nearly all are Starseeds. We have done this ascension, similar at other star systems. But this is not what we prepared for. This is the time we are here to manage to find the light, to purge every old pattern, to heal ourselves, Chiron in late Pisces, to heal the wounds to the spiritual, of course, again in the and it's in the fourth house, to find our home in ourselves, in our own temple. And it's a finger of God also, two finger of gods I see. One to Chiron here, from Osiris Isis, in 9,000. 9,000, that's about knowledge and wisdom. That's ruled by Jupiter, and it's they are in Leo, ruled by Sun. Sun here is with the community and all this, what we can create together. The finger of God here, Osiris Isis, down to Chiron, wounded healer, to heal ourselves and finding our home in our own temple, and also coming from Venus, the divine feminine love to ourself, the self-love. It's also another strong finger of God pointing to Osiris and Isis, from the south node, Osiris and Isis, and from Chiron to Osiris and Isis. And we heal by finding the knowledge of the ancient, of the Atlantis, of the Lemuria, of the Pleiadians, of the Arcturians, of all that. And if you order a Starseed reading, you will have a galactic history also, because you have been part of that. You have memories for that. I love to remind everyone of that. And it's also about the story of the fall of Atlantis 13,000 years ago. That this experiment, this video, this try, and was the dark side in one way won that time. But don't see it as a failure, see it as a learning. And many has memories. If you have Uranus retrograde in one way in your birth chart, like it is now, you have a region from Atlantis period, and that was a long period, and it was Atlantis was a word kingdom 50,000 years ago until now, until the great fall of Atlantis. And it is described in a very deep way, but taught in the Emerald Tablets. You can have it with text also, so you can see the text. And search the knowledge, because some of us have memories from the old Atlantis that we have to free ourselves from, the fall of Atlantis, that we are afraid of repeating that. But the great fall of Atlantis, Graham Hancock describes it also in Lost Civilizations. It was some 13,000 years ago. And Osiris and Isis was from Atlantis, we taught, and they was in the plan of the Syrians, Pleiadians, and Arcturians to hide the crystals from Atlantis. And the crystal from Atlantis, the 12 main and the 12 subcrystals, were transported in interdimensional tunnels in Earth and sealed some 13,000 years ago, and then started. And two of the main, the platinum crystal and the max crystal, was activated 11/11/2011, some 7 years ago at this date, 11/11/11, in Arkansas, in the soil there, because of the special ground structure of the mountains, the silicon and the crystalline structure. And they are affecting, those 12 main and 12 subcrystals are placed all over Earth and were activated in the early 21st century, and now gives this 12 times 12, 144 grid system that we now crystalline comes into. And the start of the crystalline children invasion was also 2011. And they are, a lot of them are from Arcturus, the crystalline children, and also from other star systems. So this is the old knowledge, and they have given us clues of finding them. We also have, of course, taught Mercury at Antares, the interdimensional portal Antares, in opposition to Aldebaran here in 10 degrees of Sagittarius. Fantastic. An interdimensional portal to universes, especially to Andromeda Galaxy. It's ruled by Mars and Jupiter, and it's taking care of your rage and not misuse the force you have. And in opposition is Aldebaran, the illumination, the Buddha star, the Elohim star, the origins. Osiris and Isis were also taught in Egypt. They lived for thousands of years, 10,000 of years. They were master souls, learned to, as Jesus, how to go from life to death and from death to life. And we do it by consciousness. We do it within. We do it with our heart and mind connection, the ascension. That now Venus is going back to this point where Venus and Sun met recently. And Osiris, Isis, and Thoth were also building the pyramids. Giza, some 10,000 years, some 1,000 years after the fall of Atlantis. They are much older than the hijackers have said that Babylonia, that was where the civilization was started some 3,000-4,000 years ago. That's totally false. Don't believe that. The Anunnakis, the Illuminati, the ruling elite. We're now freeing ourselves and we're integrating that with love. And the King's Chamber, Osiris Chamber, has a tunnel pointing to the Orion Belt, and Isis, the Queen's Chamber, has a tunnel pointing to Sirius, the fixed star Sirius. And now they are married with Regulus. And Regulus is the place for the elves, for the mythical beings, unicorns, and the white dragons. The white dragons coming back, the divine rainbow, also dragons for the feminine force. So manifest with joy, manifest in your life, create your individual success. Check my flash sale and really use this 11/11/11 for your benefit. Trust yourself, be yourself. Bye bye.